Cek, cek. Eh, Suara saya sudah terdengar ya? Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Tes. Can you hear my voice? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear it.
Oke, thank you. Oke. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to parallel session at the International Conference on Advancement in Data Science, E-Learning, and Information System, ICEDIS 20 and 25. My name is Abdul Gofar Lukas Aga, and I'm honored to serve as moderator for this session. Today, we will have series of insightful presentation exploring visual detection system. Okay, before we begin the presentation, I will show you the role of presenter. Each presenter will have 10 minutes for their presentation. At the 8th minute, a 2-minute warning will be given. At the 10 minute, the moderator will announce time is up. After each presentation, a 5-minute Q&A session will follow. For the online session, the Q&A session can be extended up to 15 minutes if need. If the presenter not ready within 1 minute of their scheduled time, the session will process to the next presenter, and the presenter who not ready will be rescheduled at the end of the session. Okay. Now, without further ado, let us welcome our first presenter. The first presenter is Mr. Abdul Febriansyah. He will present the paper Classification of Vehicle Class at Toll Gate using YOLO V9 and ResNet. Please join me in giving warm welcome to Mr. Abdul Febriansyah. You have 10 minutes. The floor is yours, Mr. Abdul Febriansyah. The floor is yours.
Okay, is my screen can be seen?
Okay.
Okay, all right. Um, just a moment. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending this session. My name is Abdul Aziz Febriansyah, the primary speaker for this session from School of Computing, Telkom University, Bandung, Indonesia. And today, I will be presenting my paper title about classification of vehicle classes at toll gates using YOLO V9 and ResNet 50. Okay, without further ado, let's explore how this study leverages advanced machine learning techniques to improve vehicle classification system at toll gates. So for the content list, the first one, we got introduction, which is an overview of the challenge in sensor-based vehicle classification at toll gates and how YOLO V9 and ResNet 50 offer a better solution. The second one is research method, a detailed explanation of how vehicle classification works using YOLO V9 and ResNet 50. The third one is experiment, explain the result of the hyperparameter configuration experiment to achieve the best model performance. And the last one is the conclusion, which is a summary of the final result regarding the performance of YOLO V9 and ResNet 50 in vehicle classification. Now we are moving into introduction. So for the introduction, according to Government Regulation number 15 of 2005, toll roads are public roads where users pay fees at design toll gates. Toll gates are determined by vehicle classification based on Indonesia Kemen PUPR, or we call it Ministerial Decree of Public Works and Housing, number 370 KPTFM 2007, which categorize vehicle into 5 classes. Class 1 includes cars, jeep, minibus, and small trucks with 2 axles. Class 2 to 5 covered trucks categorized by the number of the axles, which mean 2 axles mean class 2, 3 axles mean class 3, 4 axles mean class 4, and 5 or more axles mean class 5. And the last one is toll road currently using the automatic vehicle classification, or we call it AVT system, to determine vehicle classification and corresponding toll rates, relying on various sensors. However, sensor-based system face challenge, including high costs and technical error that can disrupt vehicle flow. So for the goal of this research, the first one is to develop a vehicle classification system using YOLO V9 and ResNet 50 as a replacement for sensor-based system at toll gates. The second one is to evaluate the effectiveness of YOLO V9 and ResNet 50 in detecting and classifying the vehicle types. And the last one is to analyze the system performance in terms of accuracy and time efficiency. Now we are moving into the research method. So in here we got the flow chart for the vehicle classification process. So for the first one is the vehicle image will be input. Then the image will be processed by the YOLO V9 model to detect the number of the axles represented by the number of the tires. The vehicle image must be in a side view position to allow YOLO V9 to accurately detect the number of the axles. Now, if the vehicle have 2 axles, the classification process will be proceed using ResNet 50. Why? Because this is because both class 1 and class 2 vehicle have 2 axles. ResNet 50 then will perform classification process to determine whether the vehicle is belong to class 1 or class 2. Now for the if YOLO detect more than 2 axles, the vehicle class will be determined directly by YOLO V9. For the example is if 3 axles are detected, it's mean the vehicle is class 3. If 4 axles is detected, the vehicle is class 4. And if the axles detected is 5 or more, the detected vehicle is class 5. Now for the experiment, because we are using 2 models, the first one is the YOLO V9. In this section, YOLO V9 experiment, based on this table, an experimental test has been conducted to determine which hyperparameter should be used to achieve the best model. The hyperparameter configured including weight, epoch, and learning rate, resulting in 16 different models that were then evaluated using NAP to identify the model with the highest accuracy. As can be seen in the bolded numbers here, the YOLO V9C and the YOLO V9E has the same result in the data test and the data file, with 93.5% on the data test and 90.8% on data file. Since only one model will be used in the final system, the selection will be based on the inference time of the model. And as shown in this table, the configuration of the YOLO V9C have the better inference time of 0.6015 second per image, which means this configuration YOLO V9C with 100 epochs and 0.01 learning rate will be used in the final system. Now we are moving into the ResNet 50 experiment. Same as the YOLO V9 experiment, the experiment also result 16 different models by configuring the epochs, optimizer, batch size, and learning rate. Each of the build model then evaluated using accuracy, precision, recall, and advanced score. As and can be seen in this table and the bolded numbers here, the configuration of 100 epochs, optimizer Adam, and batch size 64 and learning rate 0.001 have the highest evaluation result, which contain 99.17% on accuracy, 99.19% on precision, 99.17% on recall, and 99.17% on advanced score. Now, after obtaining the best result from the YOLO V9 and ResNet 50 model with their optimal configuration, both model will be implemented in the developed system. YOLO V9 will be used to calculate the number of the axle represented by the tires of the image. For the example is like this. So the YOLO will using bounding box to detect the tires of the image. And then if the bounding box detects two axles, the image will be classified using ResNet 50 and labeled based on the classification result. As demonstrated here, the classification was successfully complete and labeled with the image classified as class 1. However, if detection results show a number other than two axles, which means YOLO V9 will directly label that vehicle image into based on the number of the bounding box is detected. So now for the evaluation result, once both models are functioning properly, an evaluation will be conducted for combining the model of the YOLO V9 and ResNet 50 performance. As shown in the image above, the evaluation utilizes a confusion matrix followed by the calculation of accuracy, precision, recall, and advanced score, which is 97.08% on accuracy, 97.17% on precision, 97.08% on recall, and 97.09% on advanced score. Lastly, a confidence interval is calculated for better statistical analysis with the accuracy estimate to fall within the range approximately 96% to slightly above 98% based on the 95% confidence interval. Now for the error analysis, in the error analysis section, several system errors are identified as shown in the image above. The first issue is YOLO V9 failure to detect the tires in the vehicle image. This error is caused by the insufficient lighting in the image, preventing YOLO V9 from detecting the tires. The second error occurs when YOLO V9 incorrectly detect the vehicle as having three axles. This object behind the main object of the image, leading to a misclassification, which should be classified as class 2, is instead registered as class 3. And the last one is detection error involving a bus. The bus should be classified as class 2, but YOLO V9 detect it as having three axles, leading to a misclassification. As a result, the bus is classified as class 3, even though it belongs to class 2. And now for the last part is conclusion. So this research developed a vehicle classification system using YOLO V9 and ResNet 50. Based on analysis and evaluation, the system demonstrates high accuracy, achieving a value of 97%, along with strong performance in precision, recall, and advanced score metrics. The system accurately detects the number of the vehicle axles using YOLO V9 and classify vehicle types using ResNet 50.
Power off. Game mode.
Tes. Okay. The finding of this research provide a potential alternative solution to the limitation of automatic vehicle system, addressing issues such as high operational costs and susceptibility to technical problems. Maybe that's all from me. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks to Mr. Ab Abdul Aziz uh, for the insightful presentation. We will now open the floor to question. If the participant have a question, please raise hand with the feature in Zoom to raise your hand for a question session. Maybe the participant have a question. Okay, to Mr. Made Rido, time is yours.
Thank you. Is my voice clear? Okay, Mr. Abdul, I have a question about the question of YOLO V9. As I know, there are many other object detection model like CNN and maybe the older version of YOLO V9. But why you chose YOLO V9 to classification object at toll gates?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Made, for the question. Uh, for the reason why we chose YOLO V9 better than other YOLO version or RCNN, because YOLO V9 offer a high-speed real-time detection while maintaining strong accuracy, which which the inference time, like I said before in this page, is a fatal issue where in the toll gates we must detect the vehicle as fast as we can, because if not, there is some change, there is traffic in the toll gates. And then we are not only choosing YOLO V9 that boldly, we choose we configuring the hyperparameters too to filter more which wake or epoch or learning rate have the highest accuracy result and highest inference time. Maybe that is the answer.
Okay, to Mr. Made, any question?
I think that's enough. Thank you,
Okay,
Mr. Abdul.
okay. Okay, to Mr. Naubi, time is your.
Okay, thanks for the chance to ask. Uh, I'm curious about how does this combination that you use on your research improve the accuracy other than the simplified? How does this performs better than traditional AVC or direct verification that we use? I guess that's my question.
Okay, so the YOLO V9 is responsible for detecting the vehicle and identifying the number of the exhaust. And while ResNet 50 is used for classifying the vehicle types based on their structural features. This combination allow for a more precise classification process. Our evaluation showed that the system achieved 90% accuracy in the stable, 97.08% on accuracy, which mean the result indicate that this approach can serve as a reliable alternative to better that can replace the traditional automatic vehicle classification or AVC system. Maybe that's my answer for Mr. Naubi.
Okay,
Mr.
thank you, sir.
Okay. Is enough, Mr. Naubi?
I guess so.
Okay. Okay. For the other participant, any have question? Okay, I think is enough. Okay, thank you to Mr. Oh, okay, one question from Mr. Andika. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Uh, I have a question for Mr. Abdul. How does the combination of YOLO V9 and ResNet 50 improve classification accuracy, and what were the key findings from your evaluation? Thank you.
So maybe the key finding from my evaluation is to combine the YOLO V9 model and the ResNet 50, because as we know, the YOLO V9 have the advantage of faster inference time, and the ResNet have the best classification result. So based on the two models, we combine it, and we achieve yeah, maybe we can say it's a good system. So because the accuracy we got is 97.08%. Maybe that's the key point of the combining the two models.
I think is enough. Thank you, Mr. Abdul.
Okay, okay, I think is enough for the first presenting. Due to time constraint, we must now move on. If you have any question, we can encourage to Mr. Abdul Aziz during the break session. Okay, now let us process our next presenter. And the next presenter is, please welcome Mr. Ahmad Huniat Hunain with the paper Vehicle Detection and Tracking Technique using YOLO Detection and Kalman Filter. To Mr. Ahmad, time is yours.
Okay. Uh, Thanks for chance. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow researchers. My name is Ahmad Onain. I'm honored to present our research titled Cell Detection and Tracking Technique using YOLO Detection and Kalman Filter Optimization. This research was conducted in collaboration with my distinguished colleagues, Indra Bayu and Anil Ahmad Ilham from Hasanuddin University. Rapid congestion is critical issue in northern urban areas, leading to economic losses and environmental impact. According to World Bank, congestion corporate user can probably 6 hours only. To prevent this issue, intelligent transport systems have been deployed aims to optimize transportation, especially enabling real-time monitoring, data-driven decision making, and efficient traffic management. An essential component of AETS is automatic visual detection and tracking, which plays a crucial role in applications such as traffic law analysis, pollution detection, and infrastructure planning. So, the research objective in this fecal detection, tracking, and counting system using YOLO for fecal detection, Kalman filter for tracking, to ensure accuracy and accuracy in real conditions. Our goal is to create an integrated system that combines YOLO state-of-the-art objection detection along with the Kalman filter and probabilistic tracking mechanism. The system is designed to work in real-world conditions, ensuring that it performs well in the traffic scenario, following a working condition, and even when there are occlusions. Next, system architecture. The YOLO network architecture includes an additional module for the type of socket in the rectangle with both outlines. Like if you see that input output of video and then module about a cell detection YOLO P8 and 2 tracking using Kalman filter and 3 counting of precise crossing detection line. Process flow is processed in system diagram. So methodology YOLO silakan system diagram flow. Start PDF forming YOLO object detection, Kalman physical operation, and then check availability as prediction with a counting object and object structures and the end. And then do the tracking problem in you can see input for image object detector or P8, and then association measurement data situation and Kalman filter. Our system update and movement condition, overall stress and uh, set prediction and box tracking percent, and then output object bounding box tracking by ADS. And schematic diagram of region of internet something around. We start tracking, and the what one is after we use this methodology, deployment of object detection algorithm, context, text speech, and accuracy will form for assessment. Output abandonment and confidence store and flat label. And then next methodology for common filter, common filter tracking visualization, probabilistic algorithm for tracking. Prediction design precision using statistic data. And then application and noise and B metaclasses and for stable visual tracking approach. Demonstrate registration demonstrate how to commentate object visual position stably. Even when yellow sample losses detection, it's hard to effectiveness of the commentator and maintaining consistent design tracking under false video condition. The figure first just a sample for motorcycle short bus and some motorcycle condition with to test the system. Yang important adalah to fix successful scenario. With a compressed website is information of that system is not only across but also available to the post operational environment. Data set public site traffic condition for data for environmental testing and evaluate quality of detection cycle and continuous. Method using very precision or is similar to mention NAP. Or next, result analysis, the result of training process of support across several pieces of summaries in the following like panel model for NLP less learning model training into with 96 second 100% after to effect process on speed training for FPS device that demonstrate the progression of NLP and less story block that the model training is different effects the use of more action effects in AP while the red box indicate more reduction in loss as the number of efforts increase. This one illustrates that a more successful loan detection pattern of 15 NLP of 96 or 7% and within the loss one for 100 of profile the of 100% efforts. Visual analysis visual detection and tracking testing actual occurrence. So and detect sound. This testing accuracy for chain with more successful than traffic. Overall, the system is capable of testing to at approach 25 frames per second experience in a digital implementation, which we saw indicate that combination of lower and common filter of test efficiency with the compromising accuracy. The person study provide the common filter and prove that precise command because even when lower detection, additionally, the total counting feature is high accuracy to the assessment of unique LEs to each circuit precise. Conclusion, develop a real-time system for cell detection, tracking, and counting. Should high accuracy and real-time processing capabilities. Contribute the intelligent transfer system for those cities. Overall, the study successfully developed a system that interfaces and the common filter for response detection, tracking, and counting. The system ability to profit toward efficiency profit contribute to effort of ATS be addressing by identifying challenge and implementing feature enhancement. The system can be feature of small city traffic and movement. Limitation small pieces are harder to detect and understand in extreme video conditions. Maybe the future work is more because that can integrate additional sensor like a video Optimus embedded system. Yes, thank you. I think enough for my presentation.
Okay. Thank you to Mr. Hunain for the insightful presentation. We will now open the question. For the participant have a question, let the raise hand and tell the question to the participant. Okay, I think okay. I have some question to Mr. Hunain.
Yes.
Okay. My question is, how can YOLO be improved with and without Kalman filtering?
Yes, thanks for the question. Yellow is action for detection pressure, but exploitation and tracking because it processes strong independently, making it susceptible to detection to occlusion or feature disturbance. The Kalman filter compensates for this by predicting feature position in next time but on purpose and location. This integration ensures stable and continuous tracking even when yellow temporarily lost detection.
Okay, Mr. Hunain. So the Kalman is better than without the Kalman, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. To other participant, do you have any question? Okay, I think it's enough. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks to Mr. Hunain for the insightful presentation. Okay, we will next to the next presenter. The next presenter, wait. Okay, we will next presenter. The next presenter is Mr. Ikhwan Rizky Wahyudin with the paper is Real-Time Vehicle Damage Classification based on accident detection from CCTV footage using two-stage approach. To Mr. Ikhwan, time is yours.
Okay. Wait. Okay, thank you, moderator. Hello, everyone. Here I will present our research is real-time vehicle damage classification based on incident detection from CCTV footage use a two-stage approach. This research to provide innovative solution in detection incidents and classifying vehicle damage in real-time use CCTV footage. Okay. This presentation will consist of 4 sections. The first is introductions, and the second is methodology, the third is model and training, and the last one is result, inference, and conclusions. Traffic incidents are a major global issue. In Indonesia, there were 12,530 fatalities recorded in 2022. This is highlight the urgent need to better driving safety measure to reduce risk of the death from incidents. To address this, system like ATCS area traffic control systems have been introduced to improve traffic flow and crash response. However, the system is still really on manually reporting and real-time detection capabilities. This opens up opportunity for area traffic control system to monitor traffic and integrate incident detections. Previous research has discussed about incident detections, such as Mann et al. Proposed a use yellowfish age for incident detection, but their research did not analyze vehicle damage. But Q et al. Research focused on damage classification with a close-up angle for damage severity analysis. And our research combined these two approach, use yellowfish age and for real-time incident detection and CNN for damage classification from CCTV footage, and this integration aims to improve response incidents and enhance the prevention of safety response. Okay, for dataset in this study, we use 121 incident videos obtained from YouTube, and each video was trimmed to ensure only relevant moments were captured. For example, image from dataset incident detection, there is a red bounding box indicate a vehicle and incidents, and green bounding box is not incidents. And for damage classifications, right on screen, for example, dataset classification is crop of the vehicle bounding box for purpose damage classification to be trained MobileNet and EfficientNet. Okay, and this is for purpose real-time incident detection and damage classification. Can be seen in this flowchart. The system model load first, and the system works with two main threads. The first thread is model thread. The second is video thread. The frames taken from video will be processed by incident detections. If an incident detected, the bounding box will label incidents, will be cropped and resized for damage classification process. After classifications, the color bounding box will adjust according to the result: yellow for normal, orange for moderate, and red for severe. And this is for result training from yellowfish age. The result incident detections with 25 epochs produce overall precision with 0.75, recall for 0.8, and mean average precision of 0.8 and mean average precision 95 of 0.9. And this is for result of MobileNet version 2, trained for 25 epoch to obtain a test accuracy of 0.7, a total of a class. Since confusion matrix in moderate class is still difficult to predict disconnect between moderate, normal, and severe classes. And this result EfficientNet model trained for 25 epoch obtain an accuracy with total 0.76 for all classes. And you can see in confusion matrix EfficientNet which has better result. Result your version 8 expanse incident detection inference result analysis. You can see this is model still contain example for problems where cars park off the side road with lift poles blocking off the few vehicle are detected as incident when the ground truth is non-incident. And this is for inference for CNN. EfficientNet has a better score than MobileNet version 2. Okay. And this is for result integrations. Yellowfish age and CNN for classification can be seen on both of videos. When an incident occurs, the bounding box changes color in real time. According to the classification result, in addition, the level of vehicle damage is also detected and changed according to classifications produced in each of video frames. In the second video on the right screen, when the incident involves a motorcycle, the model has detected the motorcycle even took only a short time. Okay. For the conclusions, the system integrates incident detections with an maneuver precision 50, has a 0.8 and maneuver precision 95 is 0.5, while the CNN-based damage classifications achieve the testing accuracy of 0.76% for FECNet and 0.7 for MobileNet. Okay, and for the recommendation for future research, I suggest to use a large data set evaluate its scalability. Okay. Okay, this is this end presentations. Thank you for attention. Anyone to questions?
Okay. Thank you to Mr. Ikhwan for the insightful presentation. Okay, we will now open the floor for question. If you have question, please use the raise hand in the feature of Zoom and show your question. Okay, Mr. Muhammad Dafa.
Yeah. Can you hear my voice?
Okay.
Okay, can you hear my voice?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Abdul, for this opportunity. So I want to ask a question to Mr. Ikhwan. What application that can this system to be integrated to improve life safety from accident? I think that's all for the question. Maybe you can answer, Mr. Ikhwan.
Okay. For the system can be integrated, I think with the other traffic control system owned by Department of Transportation to automatically detect incidents and alerting notification, and if an incident occurs. This can be speed up the call for ambulance and police service to evaluate incident with automatic detections. Okay, is this enough?
Okay, thank you. I guess it's quite satisfied. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dava.
Okay, the next question from Mr. Abdul Wasyul. Time is yours.
Thank you very much. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, so my question is, how can I improve the current dataset that you are using? Maybe by improving the dataset, I can achieve or we can achieve a more higher accuracy improvement.
Okay. For improve accuracy, detection, and classification performance, I can suggest adding varied weather conditions or camera CCTV angles that allow the detection of damaged vehicles, so as to increase the complexity and diversity of data for different situations. The variety you can contribute to the detection of motorcycles incidents, their damage classifications. If you want to contribute or any, you can contact in email. Yes, for improve the performance model and systems.
Okay, Mr. Abdul Wasyul, is enough?
Yes, it's enough. It's answer my question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, to other participant, any have question? Okay. I think is enough. Okay. If you have any question to about this paper or this presentation, you can reach out the Mr. Ikhwan.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
We will. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you to Mr. Iwan about the insightful presentation. We will next to other presentation. The next presentation is from Mr. Naubi Prawira. With the paper is Comparative Study of State-of-the-Art Object Detection Algorithm for Autonomous Vehicle in Donkey-Car Simulator. To Mr. Naubi Prawira, time is yours.
Is my presentation clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. First, I would like to express my gratitude to Ichaday's committee that make this conference happen. And I'd like to thank you everyone also for being here today. My name is Nobi Prawira, and I'm from School of Computing at Telkom University. I'm honored to present a research titled A Comparative Study of State-of-the-Art Object Detection Algorithms for Autonomous Vehicle in Donkey Car Simulator. This work was conducted under the guidance of my lecturers, Dr. Nuki Selviandro and Dr. Gia Septiana Wulandari, who I would like to also thank for their support. Today, I will share our finding on how different object detection algorithms perform in the context of AV, specifically using the Donkey Car Simulator. Object detection is a critical component for autonomous driving systems as it helps vehicles recognize and respond to their surroundings. However, with so many SOTA algorithms available, it is important to understand which one performs best in a simulated environment like Donkey Car. Okay, now let me give you a quick overview of what I'll be covering in this presentation. My talk will be divided into four main sections. The first one, I will start with the introduction, where I'll explain the background and motivation behind this study. And then next, I'll move on to materials and methodologies, where I'll describe the tools, dataset, and experimental setup that we use. And then after that, I'll present the finding, where I'll share the key results and compare the performance of object detection algorithm that we have already tested. And finally, I'll wrap up with the conclusion to summarize our findings and suggesting direction for future research. Okay, let's begin with the introduction. Okay, so in recent years, AV technology has become a major focus in automotive industry. With growing market demand, many car manufacturers have started integrating autonomous driving features into their vehicles, either partially as a safety features or fully automated. One of the key benefits of AV is their ability to operate without human intervention, which can significantly reduce accidents caused by human error or possibly distraction. To achieve this, machine learning plays a critical role. Specifically, object detection is a fundamental component of AV. It is also allowed vehicle to identify objects in its environment, such as other cars, pedestrians, or any other obstacles. This information is then used to make decisions like steering wheels or braking to avoid the collision. However, for autonomous system to be safe and effective, object detection algorithm must balance accuracy and speed, especially in real-time conditions. This study focused on exploring this balance as it is crucial for ensuring safety and reliability for autonomous vehicles. Okay, to give you some context, let's look at recent studies in this field. One notable study by Wang and others compared several SOTA object detection algorithms such as FRCNN, RFCN, SSD, RetinaNet, and YOLO V3 using Kitty public dataset. Their work focused on vehicle detection and provide valuable insight into performance of these algorithms. Similarly, Carranza Garcia and others conducted a comparative study using Waymo public dataset evaluating algorithms like RetinaNet, FCOS, YOLO V3, and FRCNN. These studies have significantly contributed to our understanding of object detection in AV. However, you can notice that there is a gap in this research when it comes to using simulator to test and compare the algorithm in AV context. We found that currently there is no research that does this approach. So we address this gap by evaluating the effectiveness of object detection algorithm in a simulated environment using the Donkey Cars platform. Okay, let's now move on to the material and methodologies section. Okay, first I will talk about the dataset. In the study, we collected the data using Donkey Car Simulator. Each frame of the simulation was recorded as an RGB image with a resolution of 160 x 120 pixels. For labeling, we use RoboFlow Annotate, and to speed up the process, we manually labeled the first 1,000 image and used them to train RoboFlow 3.0 model. This model was then applied to the label access features, which automatically generated initial bounding boxes. So these boxes, and then we manually refine these boxes to ensure the accuracy of our label. And after labeling, the final dataset consists of almost 4,700 images divided into three subsets. 4,110 training images after we did the horizontal flip augmentation step, and then 294 validation images and 293 test images respectively. And that's about dataset preparation. Next, I will discuss about the model training process. In the study, we trained 3 different models, each with multiple variants on a local machine. All models were trained using batch size of 8 and run for 25 epochs. For YOLO, the training process was pretty straightforward thanks to the ultralitic framework. And for SSD and FRTNN, we used TensorFlow Object Detection API to handle the training process. All training was done on the same device. Once training was completed, we save the model output in compatible formats, and then we integrate them into the Donkey Car simulator. This allowed us to test the model performance in a simulated environment. Now let's move on to the metrics that we use to evaluate the model. To evaluate the model, we use 3 key metrics. The first one is inference speed, which is measured in frames per second or FPS to assess real-time performance. And then the second metric is accuracy, where we calculate it using the mean average precision or MAP to determine detection correctness. And then the last one is scenario test, which is conducted within the Donkey Car simulator to evaluate the real-time responsiveness. Specifically, this scenario test, where we tested the model based on their ability to detect objects accurately and respond appropriately within simulated environment. So this metrics, we hope that it will balance both speed and precision, which are very critical for safe autonomous vehicle system. Okay, that's about our evaluation metrics. Let's move on to the findings from this research. Okay, first we observe clear differences. As you can see in the table, you can see clear differences in training times across the models. YOLO V10 was particularly efficient, requiring at least 3 times less training time than the others. And for the inference speed, the result were equally significant. YOLO V10 produced significantly more FPS compared to both faster RTN and SSD. The speed advantage is very critical for real-time system, as faster decision directly improve safety and efficiency in autonomous driving. Our second finding focused on accuracy. According to the results shown in the table, as you can see, the YOLO V10 variant achieved highest MAP scores among all the models. Specifically, YOLO V10N or Nano and YOLO V10S demonstrated superior performance. These results indicate that YOLO not only excels in speed, but also maintains highest accuracy, making it the most suitable for real-time object detection in AV system. Okay, to conclude this presentation, in this study, we have compared 3 object detection algorithms such as YOLO V10, faster RCNN, and SSD in the Donkey Car simulator. We have 3 key findings. The first one, YOLO V10 delivered the fastest inference speed and highest accuracy, which is make it ideal for real-time tasks. And faster RCNN achieved quite high accuracy, but it is significantly slower. And the third one is SSD provide balanced trade-off, but the numbers are not too impressive. This result emphasized that model selection depends on the application needs, either speed, accuracy, or a balance. But it is notable that YOLO fit10 is most efficient algorithm in terms of AV from finding in this research. For future work, we recommend testing in a more advanced simulator like Carla or evaluating on edge device for real world performance and maybe exploring newer algorithm like YOLO V11. Okay, that's about my presentation for this occasion. I hope this
Mr. Naubi for the
Yes,
quick presentation. Okay, we will now open the floor for the question. If you have any question, please raise hand and show the question to participant. Okay, from Mr. Abdul Aziz, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. I have a question for Mr. Naubi that I see on your slide that the models were trained with a batch size of 8. And what is the reason you choose that batch size? Why not try the other batch size like 16, 32, or 94? Sorry, 64.
okay. Good question. Thank you for the question. We chose batch size of 8 mainly because our hardware limit. We train everything locally on 8 gigabytes RTX 2060 Super GPU, and larger batch size would have used too much memory, causing the training to crash. A batch size of 8 work well within these limits, and we can run the simulation well. We also thought about how maybe we use smaller batch size like 4 or 2, but it will make the model update it way more often, make it learn better, especially when the results are limited. We also already tested a few different sizes of the batch size during experiment, but I must say 8 was the best fit for our setup and goals.
Okay, to Mr. Abdul Aziz, it's enough.
Okay, it's enough. Thank you,
Ah.
Mr. Nobi, for the answer.
Okay, we will do the next question. The next question is Mr. Ahmad Hunain. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the chance. And the question is, why YOLO V10 so significantly faster training and interference speed compared to SSD and faster RCNN? How does its accuracy and detection performance compare, particularly in terms of precision and recoil? How does its accuracy and detection performance compare, particularly in terms of precision and recoil?
I'm sorry, but I barely hear your voice. But what I catch from you is why is YOLO training? Why is YOLO inference speed is faster, but accuracy is still higher than the other model, correct?
Yes, that's
Okay.
right.
Okay. So the main reason YOLO faster is obviously because it one-shot detection method. It is obvious that it will be faster than faster LCNN. Now, if you want to compare it into the SSD, YOLO is faster because it is often because of how it handles the object detection. SSD is rely on fixed set of anchor boxes at the different scale and aspect ratio to predict object. On the other hand, YOLO predict fewer boxes directly from the image, which reduce computation and speed up both training and inference. However, in terms of the accuracy, YOLO is designs allow us to capture better global context of the image since it look at the image all at once. SSD, on the other hand, while fast can sometimes struggle with smaller object, maybe overlapping detection because it's based on the predefined anchor boxes. So I guess that's why YOLO often maybe outperform both SSD and faster LCNN in terms of speed and the accuracy.
Okay, Mr. Hunain, it's enough.
Okay, I think it's enough.
Okay,
This
okay. Any question from the other participant? Okay, it's enough. I think it's enough for this presentation. Thank you for Mr. Naupi Prawira for the presentation. We will next to the
Thank you.
last presentation. The last presentation is from Mr. Yansha Ramadan Pratama with the title is System Identification for Aerodynamic Predictive Model of an Autonomous Underwater Glider. Okay. To Mr. Yansha, time is yours.
Can you hear me clearly?
Okay, I can hear you.
Oh, all right, thanks. Okay, many thanks to moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings. I'm Yansha Ramadan Pratama. I will present my paper named System Identification for Aerodynamics Prediction Model of an Autonomous Underwater Glider as comparison of N4SID and IRX models using pre-processed data. Well, here's the main topics in this presentation. First is introduction. It's explain about the objectives and exciting the system. And the second is proposed methods and algorithms. It's explain about all proposed methods and algorithms. And the third is result, which is contains about any results in this paper. And lastly, the conclusion, which is explanation of the comparison conclusions references used in this paper. All right. First one is introduction. This paper only focused to compare to proposed algorithms which are autoregressive with exogenous inputs or IRX and the numerical subspace state space system identification or N4SID. The main objectives are process the data by filtering out the noises, then compare the errors and best fit percentage of both proposed system identification algorithms to find out which identification system algorithm is the best in modeling this new data, especially YAO model. Okay, and this is the Ganesh Blue underwater glider. It's an underwater robotics, which is also categorized as an autonomous underwater glider, and it still belongs to the AUV category, which has a non-linearity characteristics on its system. It is trapezoidal shape and has many sensors and actuators, such as thrusters, altimeter, inertial maximum unit sensors or IMU, and many more. Okay. The next section is proposed methods and algorithms. Well, in this section is the proposed noise reduction with maximum likelihood based Kalman filter formulas. Firstly, we consider the LTI system like 0.1. Then we use Kalman gain to process Kalman filter with state prediction and uncertainty updates as written in 0.8 and 0.5. I'm sorry. In 0.5 and 0.6 respectively. Then the maximum likelihood will calculate the most optimal key and R values for Kalman filter process. Then lastly, we will receive the filtered data from the process. Well, here's the flowchart. Shows process of noise filter using maximum likelihood based Kalman filter. As before, after the data loaded and extracted, the Kalman filter will be applied. Then the computer will compute the best key and R values using maximum likelihood. Then the key and R values will be used in Kalman filter process. Okay. And in this section is proposed N4SID algorithm that we used in this paper. The N4SID is the one of the system identification algorithm that used to estimate the state space model from input and output data without requiring explicit parameterization. This algorithm can be used to generate SISO or MIMO systems. Nevertheless, most reference papers say that this algorithm is great for MIMO system. Mostly proposed N4SID is using decomposition from Hankel matrices to generate the state space model, which the Hankel matrices written as a 0.2 and 3 for the input and output respectively. Then decomposition is performed using SVD or singular value decomposition. Okay. The next section is ARX or autoregressive models with exogenous inputs, which is the one of system identification algorithm that used to estimate a model as written in 0.3 and or can be simplified as 0.4 for identify the A and B parameters. And A1 sorry, and A1, A2 until AP, which are autoregressive coefficients. B1 until BK is are exogenous coefficients. P is the order of output and M is the order of input, and the AK is the error term at time K. Nevertheless, many reference papers and journals say this algorithm is great to generate the model from input-output relationship of a dynamic system based on experimental data. Okay. The next part is results. Well, this is filtering results using proposed method using maximum likelihood based Kalman filter. As we can see, the method successfully reducing the noises from both raw data. The error show the both raw filtered with minimum errors values for the cluster percentage has 0.0093 MSE and 0.0793 for RMSE. Then for Yaw-Ret data has 0.5068 for MSE and 0.7119 for RMSE. Then the maximum likelihood generates in optimal values for key and R of both data are 0.01 and 1 respectively. Okay. Well, the next is N4SID algorithm results. As we can see, the N4SID can generate the model with the highest MSE and RMSE are 3.9509 and 1.9877 at the second order tuning, and the lowest or errors are 3.1586 and 1.7725 at 7 order tuning. When the order tuned at 8th order, the algorithm can handle the cannot handle the non-linearity properly that cause overfit and the model cannot perform the new model. Okay, then this is the best fit percentage was achieved for N4S ID model with the highest is 71.75% at 7 order tuning. Then the lowest is 68.21% at second order tuning. Here's the IRX errors results, which is IRX has the highest errors for MSE and RMSE are 6.699 and 2.588 respectively when the tuning of NA and NB are 2 and 3, and then the lowest achieved at 3.127 and 1.768 for MSE and RMSE respectively. When the NA was 6 and NB was 4, the RX model got the highest best fit percentage of, well, the for the best fit percentage is 71.76% for 6th and 4th NA and NB tuning. Then the lowest is 46.48%. Then the last part is conclusion. As mentioned first at mentioned previously, the maximum likelihood based Kalman filter successfully reducing the noises in the process of model generate RX model slightly advantage over N4SID with 0.01% difference in value that indicates the RX will be used to determine how accurate and predictive this model in real-time control. Nevertheless, N4SID produced smaller errors and larger base width when tuning small when tuning small orders than IRX. It indicates that N4SID is good for low order tuning control to reduce overshoot and overfitting on the generates the model. Well, here's the reference that used in this paper. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Mr. Yansyah for the insightful presentation. Now we will open the floor for the question. To participant who have the question, please raise hand and tell the question. Okay, Mr. Ahmad Hunain, time is yours. I think is mute.
I'm sorry. Okay, thanks for that. What are the compatible trade-offs associated with the iterative updates of the Kalman game? Can uncertainty update and state prediction update, particularly for real-time application in autonomous system?
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you clearly. Can you repeat it?
What are the compatible trade-offs associated with the iterative update of the Kalman game? Like standard update, state prediction update, particularly for real-time application in autonomous system.
Sorry.
Like Kalman.
Sorry, but I can hear you clearly. Can you type it, or maybe?
Yes.
Can you type it?
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
your slide your so the formula from the compositional set in Kalman. You can buat number one.
Give me a minute.
Thank you.
Hmm. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, but do you prefer to ask about what program do I mean I'm using like that?
Kalman, how to Kalman a solution of that. Some application in autonomous system. The simply
I'm sorry, Mr. Ahmad Hunain. I think your mic is noisy, so you can type.
Oh, all right. I
and
will.
yeah.
All right. I will answer it that beside for the optimal estimation of unknown parameters in Kalman filters, such as key and R, we apply the maximum likelihood to the Kalman filter is to improving the filter's performance in the real world applications. Then where the model parameters are uncertain, leading to an adaptive Kalman filter that continuously refines its estimates and maximum likelihood can be used to represent the probability of the observed data given the model parameters. That's enough.
I think enough.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for your answer.
Okay, thank you to Mr. Hunain and Mr. Yansha. So on the other participant, do you have any question? Okay, I think it's enough to Mr. Yansha, our last presenter. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think we have finished our presentation in this room. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is concludes the parallel session of the each others in the D3 room. So before we back to the main room, it's a photo photo section. So to the all of you, can you on this cam? Okay, to Miss Rinda to take the photo. Mr. Riansyah, please close the share screen. Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The last one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you to Miss Rinda. Okay, I would also like to thanks to all participants for their engagement and to provoking the question. We hope this session is been both informative and inspiring. Please note the next session will start at 1 p.m. We invite you to stay and continues exploring the valuable idea and discuss. Thank you, thank you on again, and have a wonderful day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.